I'm Howard Phillips Lovecraft, and today's question comes to us from Fredo, who wants to know my thoughts surrounding the courtesy of basing characters in fiction off of real people one might know. Now, my answer to this really depends upon the degree to which you are taking inspiration from real life. In the first degree, I would say that all characters are based on the people that we observe. We see their behavior, their interactions, and it falls into that catch basin of our subconscious from which we draw when it comes time to write our characters. And as such, I don't think there's anything particularly troubling about that. In the second degree, we begin to run into a bit of trouble. This is where people will name characters after people they know, or describe them in such a way that if you know the person, you recognize them right away. This is often done as a form of homage, as a way of recognizing people who are important in our lives, or as a form of catharsis, naming your dull, foolish villain after some childhood bully. Really, these are often very subtle, and you have to know the personal biography of the writer to even recognize what they're doing. The third degree, however, is where you indeed find a great deal of trouble. And this is when the writer is very actively basing his characters on real people, often putting a thin veneer of disguise just so they have a certain amount of deniability, but everyone knows that this character is this real-life person. This is often done as a form of satire, as a way of insulting or mocking these people, and depending on the quality of the writing, it can be rather well done or rather heavy-handed. You see this a lot in political writing sometimes. But this was never something that particularly interested me. I would, from time to time, name certain monsters after nicknames I had for friends, or I might insert a character here or there who resembles some of the people in my life, but I never went so far as these romantic clefs. Although, had I done so, it might have looked a little something like this. Once upon a time, 3 friends were mourning the death of one of their own, and so decided to go camping in the woods. When they arrived in a clearing, they set up camp and all sat around a fire, reminiscing about this lost loved one. The first, Mark Ashton Smith, put his head in his hands and cried, "Oh, what are we going to do? What an absolute loss. I can't imagine how I can go on without him." The second, Blobbert Bach, patted him on the shoulder and said, There, it's going to be all right. As long as we remember him and cherish the friendship which has inspired us, his legacy will live on forever." The third friend, September Derleth, was about to add his own thoughts, but was unable to, as he had just been eaten by a small feral hog. The end. As always, I'm Howard Phillips Lovecraft. Thank you.